Hey guys, welcome to our channel Code is Arcade. This is Ashank David, and in today's video, we are going to talk about a important interview question, which is generally asked in interviews. And this question is a very popular question, though. And the question, problem solution, the problem statement is trapping the rainwater into the gaps between the blocks. So it is basically trapping rainwater problem. You will find this question in various different websites like HackerRank and LeetCode. And today we are going to talk about this question here. I'm going to solve this question here in front of you so that you guys will be able to understand it much better. The problem statement says that given an array of n non-negative integers representing the height of the blocks, if width of each block is 1, compute how much water can be trapped between the blocks during the rainy season. So in this case, we have one test case, and the test case is that the array is given as the input. And depending upon that array, you will be able to find the bars of the input, and this will be it. So in this case, the array is being given as 300204. That means if 3 is given, that means 3 is the height of the block on the first element. Then 0 means no block, again 0 means no block, and 2 means 2 blocks, 0 means no block, and 4 means 4 blocks of height. Now this means now when the water will flow, when the rain will start, it will try to accumulate the water wherever the elements of 0 is present into that array. So in this case, if we calculate how much water could be stored, we will calculate the height on the left and the side and the right hand side, and then we will try to get the height. What will be the maximum height of that? And then depending upon that, we will store the water inside it. So here in this case, when the water is 0, I can fill 3 blocks of water, because if I store more than that, it will spill out from the left hand side and it won't be able to fill that up. So that's the reason why in this 0 we will be able to store 3 blocks. So first 3, then again on the next block 3 blocks can be stored, or 3 blocks of water can be stored, because it is 0. Then on the second, the maximum height is 3, so 3 minus 2, which is 1. So 1 block is storing the water here. And then again on 0th block, we have 3 blocks of water stored, and then fourth, no block of water will be stored. So total 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 equals to 10. This will be the right answer. So now we need to write the program for it, and the program statement would be like this: that whenever we give any array as input, depending upon that, it should tell us the trapped water which is trapped inside that array. So now let's go ahead and I'll start by writing the program. Now there can be two solutions for it. First one, it can be a brute force approach, and another one would be a more optimized approach. I will talk about a brute force approach in this video, and an optimized approach will be told later on. So in the next video, we'll talk about that and about the optimized version. In this video, let's focus on the brute force method. Now, the brute force method states that whenever the block of water is present, so whenever the array is inputted. So to calculate it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that particular element and I'm going to check its left height and the right height, and then I'm going to, depending upon that height difference between the left and the right height, I'll fill the water, remaining water, inside the particular element on that particular point of the array. So like that, we'll be storing it. So for writing the code for this, I'm going to use C++. So I'm going to say hash include IO stream, and here I'm going to say using namespace std, and I'm going to say we'll create our void main first, and inside this I'm going to say, so void main, this is C++, I'm going to take it as int main first, and I'll say here return 0, and above here I will take an array of integers. So arr of equals to, I can say here the array elements. So array elements is 300204. So 300204 and 4. So this will be our array. And now I will calculate the size of the array here, and I will try to pass a function here, which is going to return me. So int, I can say trapped water, and this is going to take the array as an input and the size of the array later on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the size. So int size equals to, I am going to take the size as equals to, maybe it will be like the size of the array's element, the whole array, divided by the size of array's one element. So ARR of 0 in this case. So this way I will be able to find the size of the array, and then I'll just say C out, because I'll call the trapped water and here I'll pass the ARR and the size. So why I've printed it? Because it will return me some value from there, which will be here. So let's say I'm going to take it as return water, and that return trapped water will be sent back here in this case, and it will be printed out. So here in this case, we will be taking the int ARR, and I'm going to take the int size, or let's take n here, and size will pass the value to this n here, and it will be taken in consideration. Now I'm gonna create int water equals to, initially let's store it as 0, and then later on in the algorithm we will be writing the whole code, and then I'll be returning it. So in this case you see that to do this problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go towards that element, the first element, that means this element. I'm going to calculate its left and right height, and then fill the water accordingly. So in that case I need some for loop which is going to iterate over the whole loop. So I'm going to say I equals to, let's start from this time, I'll start from 1, and I is less than n minus 1, and I plus plus, it will go till there. Okay, so why I have taken it like this? Because I have I'll take the consideration of the height later on. In this case I have started the I from 1, and I'm going to say here for int, first let's calculate the maximum height on the left of that particular element and right of that particular element. So I'm going to take it as one variable here called as int left, and here I'm going to take it as ARR of I as the left element here. And in this case I'm going to create a loop for j, for int j equals to 0, and I'll say j is less than I and j plus plus. So it will be going to that particular I, and it will do the job of calculating the left height equals to, so left equals to the max of, I'm going to say left, and the array of this will be j. So it is going to be calculating the height on the left and the right, and then the same thing will happen for int right equals to, I'm going to take that as ARR of I, and I'm going to calculate the same thing. Now this time I'm going to create another for loop which is going to start from int j equals to, this time it will start from I plus 1. Okay, so the next element of that, and then I'm going to say here j is going to be less than the size n, and j plus plus will happen. Okay, and inside this what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the right height as well. So right equals to the max of right and the ARR of j in this case. Okay, so now in this case what will happen is we have taken the water, right? So water equals to, I'm going to calculate the water plus I'm going to calculate the minimum height on the left and the right, and the left and the right minus, this will be the element of the array. So in this case what will happen is this will fill up the water, and once this happens I can just return that water in this case. So this is the brute force method of doing this, guys, where I'm going to that element, calculating its left and then calculating its right, and then filling the water according to this formula. So the minimum of left and right, and minimum of that minus the particular array element. So in that case this will become our water, so that will become the water, and then the water will be returned in this case, and then return here, and it will be printed as well. So this is how this program will work. Now I hope so that you have understood this. Let's run this out, and according to the question it should return us 10, which will be printed, and it should return us 10, and there you go. So it works here very fine, and I hope so that you have understood this very well. Well, this is it for this video, guys. If you have liked this video, I would like to request you people to please like, share and subscribe to our channel Coders Arcade, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you won't miss any future updates. And if you have any doubts, please tell us in the comment section below. I'll try to clear it out as much as possible. So this is Ashang David signing off, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy learning.